Hello friends, and welcome to another video. In this video I want to show you how to do the essential edit for music licensing. Now if you're new to music licensing, when you join a sync library, the first thing that the library is going to ask from you is to create different versions. In this video I want to show you my latest composition and how I create these edits. However, I've done a video about this many years ago. You can probably watch it around here. Now these edits are as follows: 60 second, 30 second, 15 second, stinger, a bumper, a loop version, and a bed version. Seems like a handful of versions that you have to create just out of one composition, but this is what the libraries are going to require from you. Now, the best way to get practice is by doing these edits right now. Okay, and the reason why is because you can do these edits and upload those edits to stock libraries. Get practice as you're growing as a stock music composer or as a music composer in general. When I joined my first sync library years ago, I already had enough experience doing these edits because I was doing them already for many years, and I was uploading these edits to libraries like Pond5 and Audio Jungle. So I already had practice with it, and the best part of this is that I was actually earning money by selling these edits on Pond5. On Pond5, I sell more edits than I sell full-length track. But let's just jump right into the computer so I can show you exactly how I do these edits. Now here you can see the main version of the track, which is here. Okay, I played this track a few videos ago, yeah. So that's the main track. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I just wanna play you the first edit. And the first edit, for this particular track, I haven't done a 60-second edit, okay? I just done a 30-second edit, a 15-second edit, a bumper, and a stinger. And I wanna show you what these edits sound like. So this is the 30-second edit. The first thing to notice is that it starts on an even number here in the timeline. The reason why is because I want to know where the edit finishes, okay? Where is that final hit, that bottom ending? If you don't know what a bottom ending is, I've done a video as well about that. You can go and watch it around here. I will probably link those videos in the description anyways, okay? And all of these terms and all of these edits is a great practice by doing them right now where you are. If you haven't joined a sync library yet, you have to get practice, because by the time you join one, the first thing that they're going to ask you is that. And if you're new to this, download my free guide, link in the description, so you can get familiarized with this terminology and all of these edits and everything that you need to know in order to kickstart your music composing career and get into music licensing. Okay, so let's listen to the first edit, and then we'll dissect a little bit of what's happening here. Okay, so here we go. Okay, you can see that the last musical hit is around 24, second 24. It's a little bit earlier than usual. Usually you aim for 22nd, 26, 27, depending on how much the tail is. Okay, but there's no fade out. It has to be a final musical hit and then a natural fade out. I can't stress this enough. This is what the libraries are going to ask from you. When you upload these edits to music libraries like Pond5, Audio Jungle, and any stock libraries, they're not going to give you specifications, okay, because they're stock libraries, but it's a great way to get practice. I cannot stress this enough, all right? But if you submit the edit that is wrong to a sync library, you're not only going to get rejected, but it's not going to get licensed at all, okay? You're just going to be wasting your time and other people's time, okay? So it's very important for you to get practice. Now for this one, I kind of like try to extend it as much as possible because of the nature of this edit, but you know, I kind of like got away with it, I believe. I'm using a big reverb, so it's a long tail. I don't want to kill it completely, because the last thing that you want with an edit is to have an abrupt stop, okay? Especially if you're using reverb. I'm using quite a lot of reverb here, so I don't want that to die off, and I'm trying to extend it because of the nature of the length that I'm working with, okay? This one again starts on an even number. Now this one is a 15-second edit, okay? Let's see how this one sounds. Okay, you can see that that's a close call, but at the end of the day, the last note, the final note, is around here. Okay, and it just dies off completely on second 15. So that's okay. I like that ending. I mean, this ending right here, that could be a logo or a stinger, I should say. Okay, and the next edit is a bumper. The bumper, and if you don't know what a bumper is, I've done videos about this as well, so go and see all of those videos. And by the way, I take a lot of pride in these edits because when I was looking for these edits, when I got started in music licensing, I couldn't find anything. There was just very little information on certain forums, but you know, there was no videos about this. That's why I created this video that I'm going to link in the description anyways, a few years ago that I did about these edits. And I take a lot of pride of explaining this in detail and in great detail in my premium course. Shameless plug here for my Ultimate Stock Music Masterclass. But there was nothing out there explaining exactly on how to do this edit. And I found it really funny because, you know, if you want to learn something about music licensing, this should be up there. So the first thing that you're going to receive from a sync library is an email with all of these different edits. And if you don't have practice, real life practice, like meaning like do them and actually upload them to a library, and better still, make money while you're practicing your skills as a composer, then you know it's going to be very overwhelming. And this is what happens with a lot of people. So here it is, the bumper, and the bumper is nothing more than a short version of your track, usually between 10 and 12 seconds. Of this particular track. It's a short edit, and you know, a bumper is nothing more than a transition from one scene to another, either in a movie or a presentation, a podcast, a video, and it's just a shorter version. It's not necessarily 15 seconds, but anywhere between 9 and 12 seconds. Okay, so let's listen to see what I got here. Now this one doesn't start in any given number because I already kind of know what the length is. So it's just going to be shorter than a 15-second edit. That's it. But here I did a little intro with the drums. I really like that. It's really fun. Now edits are really fun to do because finally you can actually detach yourself from the music, from the composition, from the arrangement, from the mixing, from the mastering. The track is done. I'm just editing now. So now you're thinking like an editor. So you're not obsessed about is the guitar too loud or if this is like this or like that. You're just working with a time constraint. And finally, the last edit is a stinger. A stinger is nothing more than even a smaller edit than the bumper. So it will be between 6 and 7 seconds. Okay, and these are great for intros or just a final you know, transition somewhere, very, very short. But usually it's an intro or it's like kind of like an ident, that's what it's called as well, like a sonic branding type of terminology. You know, it could be something very, very short musical piece, similar to when you open your Mac or a Microsoft or whatever app, and it's just like, you know, a few seconds of a musical note. Okay, so that's the idea. That's what I'm going for here. So let's see what I got here. You know what I mean? Like a commercial. I mean, this to me sounds like a weather report type of commercial, or, you know, just finishing the weather report. It's just like, you know, a few seconds of music, and the main theme for the weather commercial could be the 30-second, right? Like, where is it here? When they have like the weather and they're reporting the weather, or they're just showing you what temperature it is and whatnot. At least that's what it sounds like to me. I can't tell you how much fun it is to make these edits. I really invite you to do edits of your music tracks, okay? Because you get a different perspective of your music. You're not thinking as a composer, you're thinking as an editor. And finally, you can just see it from a different angle and how this is going to help somebody else's project. And you're going to come up with different images and ideas when it comes down to your own music. And this is an eye-opening thing as a composer, at least for me. When I started to edit my tracks, I was just so detached from the track because I was just thinking about the constraints, like, oh, it has to be 30 seconds, it has to be 15 seconds. You know, the bumpers and the stingers are really fun because the shorter the edit, the more you have to play around with certain elements and really decide what you're gonna put in that edit. Anyways, I hope this is a helpful video. Let me know in the comments what you think of these edits, and if you do your edits as well for your music tracks, and if you found this helpful. Don't forget to download my guide if you're new to this. And as always, I'll see you in another video, my friend.